Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Day 19. Moving into day 20 here momentarily. I landed this last episode early. So I think what I want to do, I'm going to stick that in there. How about that? I don't normally smelt that stuff, but I'm going to do it this time. We were working on our tree farm. Absolutely want to get that done. But I also would like to get some mining done. That's something that I'm way behind on. By now, usually I have stayed in my base for a long time, and I've just done tons of mining to make a large project. I have not done it this time, so let me get my pickaxe and combine it here in the workbench and go down there. We'll go ahead and combine that with that. Oh, that's iron. Okay, so I did make an iron pickaxe. Or iron axe, I'm sorry. But I made the steel pickaxe. I don't know why I did that. Let's see the damage. So the block damage is 126 on that. It's 105 on this one. Let's get some steel. Where is our steel? Our steel is over. Boy, I need to switch these up. Steel's here, so let's make ourselves another steel axe. Yeah, I must have clicked on iron fire axe last time. You know what we can do? Before we do that, let's do this. Let us... And that one's almost full. Let's just stick it in here since we have some space to clear our inventory out just a tad. And we are going to spam craft some stone axes. Let's get the little bit of stone that we have left in here. And do we have any left over here? No. So let's go get some real quick. Let's go get some. And we'll do that throughout the night. We'll mine and we will make some stone pickaxes. Or some stone axes, I'm sorry. We'll try to get our tool leveling up a bit. Which direction? Okay, that's a good direction to go. I know this is probably not the most interesting thing to watch, but we're gonna make the best of it. Get all that we can get done while we can do it. Night times for me on average are spent doing just this. If I'm on the server and I'm playing with others, they tend to do kind of their own thing, and this is what you see me doing all the time. Mining, growing and cutting trees, and building. Pretty much the only things I do, and I try to get that horde base ready as soon as I can early game. That way when the seventh day comes around, I just go back to that bunker wherever it may be. I hang out in there for the horde, pick up the loot, kind of sort through it the next day, make some repairs, and then I'm back to doing this again, mining, cutting trees. So it would be pretty boring. Last episode we talked about if I were to continue this series, how I may conduct myself by doing that. We're going to start digging down at an angle again here. And, best case I can think of is just to edit out some of this so that you all don't have to suffer through tons and tons of minutes of me mining. I'll have to put some thought into that as we are drawing pretty close to an end. I said I'd probably do 21 days, so we have 1 day left, and then I'll have to make my mind up as to what direction to go in. I do have some other builds that I am almost completed. I have one like mega build that I just cleared the land for yesterday, in fact, and that's going to take me about 200 to 300 hours to complete. So I want to keep pumping these episodes out, but the mega build is going to just be this. It's not something I would either stream nor make episodes of. It's on the multiplayer server. but it's just, hours upon hours of mining resources and, digging, basically. It's going to include an area that goes to free bedrock. And it's funny, I got the idea from, and it's not what I saw in the picture, but it sparked my imagination. So there was this guy on YouTube, and I don't do a lot on YouTube as far as looking at other people, but it just came up as a suggested video, and it was this guy that said he had the largest base on 7 Days to Die or something, and the thumbnail was incredible. The picture that I saw, and I was like, whoa, I need to check this out. And so I click on it, and it was just clickbait. If you're familiar with clickbait, it's just a picture to get you to go in and check out the video, and it's really not what it advertises. So I was trolled, I clicked on it and went in, and it was like this little wooden shack or something, but the picture, turns out it was a picture from a base in Minecraft. But I saw that, and I was like, whoa, my mind went crazy with ideas. And I don't like watching videos on YouTube because I don't want to have anything inspire me, like motivate me. I tend to, if you do that, you're going to have a tendency to want to copy what you see or whatever. And I don't like, I don't want to do that. But I did see this, and it gave me this idea of how I could take something like that and make it into my own base. So, and go, much further above and beyond what I saw in that picture. So, maybe did I bring a shovel? I sure did. Maybe I do something like that. We'll see. But that project that I'm speaking of would take me around 300 hours or so to complete. But we'll see how that goes and how I do it. Maybe another one of those preview videos like I did for the castle that I created a couple weeks ago that I finished up. So we have hit a pocket of resources here. I want to get the most out of this that I can. Let's kind of open it up just a bit here and see exactly how far this goes. We'll open it up that way and this way, north and south. Nice. Not gonna really use, do we have any wooden frames? Yes, we sure do. Not gonna really be using a lot of lead. I don't have plans on making many bullets for a long time, but it's easy to kind of break that lead and level up your mining. And we're trying to get that 5th point in miner 69er. So right now it's 2:30 in the morning. We'll probably do this till about somewhere around 4 a.m. and then we're gonna spam craft some stone axes, try to get our tool smithing up a little bit so I can start two-shotting these blocks that you see. So this is gravel. Let's go ahead and just start digging on this a little bit. That's lead. Okay. Ooh, now that is some pretty stuff right there. I think I know what that is. Beautiful. So that's what I was hoping we would run into. And I don't know if you noticed the method that I used. I think I talked about it briefly when I was going down at an angle to bedrock. Sometimes you're fortunate enough to hit a pocket as you're going down to realize where the resources are along the wall as you're going down to bedrock. If I ever go down to bedrock and there's nothing along the walls, no pockets of resources that I can find, what I will then do is I'll go back up 20 blocks. So I go from minus 57 to minus 37, and I'll branch out left and right. I'll like start with one direction, and I'll go maybe 30 or 40 blocks that direction. If I don't find anything, then I'll go back to the centermost point, and I'll go the opposite direction and try that way. And then, you know, it's kind of up to you as to what you do if you come up empty-handed there. But that's just kind of a method that's always seemed to work with me. Resources are very plentiful on this game. You just have to locate them. And so we should get tons and tons of iron. As a matter of fact, talking about how I mine all the time, if you watch my last 21-day playthrough that I did a ton of mining early on and throughout the first 21 days to try to gather enough iron and resources to make the spikes for the pit and that sort of thing. Things work a little differently now, and I think since then I kind of honed my building ability a little to realize that you don't need a large base to handle the 7-day hordes. Now more than ever, I mean, with the exception of the cops. The cops will wreak havoc on your pillars with the explosion damage they do, and that's kind of why I started when I found out free fall was a thing again. I went back to the free fall, but I like the small compact bases that do not require a lot of resources, and so I've done a good many of those. I think someone even asked on one of my videos, man, how much smaller can you get? And so I did. I even got smaller yet. So I think the 3x3, the 9 spike pit is about as small as you could get to handle a sizable horde. But either way. So it is 4 a.m. It's so addictive once you find these pockets of resources just to keep picking away at them. And I am going to do that for just a moment here. Let's check and see what we have. So we're almost up to, we're halfway to 1,000 for iron, which is great. May even go over to the desert eventually and get some oil shale, start cooking that up into gas and getting ourselves some more, because you can get resources from over there as well. I don't want to get too lost in here either because I have not put any markers down as to how to get back up. Oops. And this is helping us as well, all of this gravel, by getting gravel, you're getting stone and sand. It's beautiful. I like it. So we are going to have to build our way back up here in just a moment. And I am running a little low on food. We'll go take care of that here soon. Or not low on food, but hunger. Nope. There's a lot of gravel in this area. That's okay. I would prefer steel or iron, but I'll take the gravel too. Just means we can make more and more cement, and I am all about making cement structures. Well, this is very promising. So we came up dry several times coming down here and digging for stone. Now we know that we have a place we can come and absolutely just gather up tons and tons of resources from the same spot. Usually when you find a place like this, it kind of goes on for a ways. You can even get lost by chasing these resources, much like I am right now. Very nice. So we'll have plenty of stone to craft some tools. We'll have plenty of sand and stone. You know, I don't do a whole lot with the vendor. I've been to a vendor a few times. I wonder if they take raw resources like the lead, or do you have to refine it into something like a bullet tip or something and stack that? I'm not sure. Maybe you all can tell me. Goodness, the gravel. This may be the most gravel in one concentrated area that I've seen. So it's 551. I could stay down here for, you know, a few more days and bore you all with it, but I think I'll try to move on up top. We pretty much depleted our shovel. And this gives us lots of iron to throw in the forge as well, the most that we have had at any given time so far. Or at any one time, I should say. Beautiful. All right, here we go. We're going to build some little steps. Some steppy steps to go up. Oh, we got to take you out. You're going to prevent us from making that leap. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So instead of going back the opposite direction, like I had told you earlier, I just decided to go down. Could have gone up or down. I had a good bit of room that I could have gone up if I'd have wanted to, but, you know, just go that way for 20, 30 blocks, then start tunneling back down at an angle. Eventually, you know, if I got to bedrock that way, then I'd turn around, come back, and go the opposite direction. You're going to find resources. They're plentiful. They're everywhere. So, 690 iron. That in the wrong one. Let's go ahead and get 1,000 stacked there. Let's go over here to our iron. Get the iron going with that. Beautiful. And cement mix. What is our cement mix? Is it all done? It sure is. Look at that. 1,627. So we won't be needing any more forges. Let's just take this. We can always go and get some more clay. We'll take that in our inventory as well. And our lead can go here. And our sand. And which one was empty that we put our stuff in? Nice, 231. So let's get our plant fiber. Let us make some stone axes. 108 it is. Do I have quicker crafting? Maxed out. Yeah, sure do. Okay. There's another level in tool smithing. I don't know how many of you remember the days when you could mold a sniper rifle in your forge. You could create a sniper rifle, all the parts out of molds. I'd say the good old days, but they weren't necessarily the good old days. I had some good times playing with friends back in those days. I remember when the game first came out, and two of my buddies and I got on a map, and we started near one of those little points of interest, little houses in the woods, two-story wooden house. You know, it was a nice-looking house. And I can remember that night, the first time playing it, my buddies wanted to go kill zombies and scavenge, and I wasn't so interested in that, but we absolutely just got wrecked our first night. I don't remember that we died, but I just remember them wrecking the house that we were in. And I saw a mountain across the street, just a hill, not a mountain, and decided that what I was going to do was I was going to go to that hill and I was going to tunnel into it, and we were going to live underground. They're like, yeah, you know, that sounds like a good idea. You go do that. You know, I don't even know if they really took me serious. We're absolutely going to have to go up here and take care of some of these zombies. So I did, and it's the greatest thing I'd ever done. You know, from that point on, we lived underground, and we were able to collect resources. They would go out by day. I don't even know if you can hear me with all this going on. But they would go out by day, and I would stay in at night. Well, I would stay in the mine all day and night because I didn't mind the mining, and they didn't like it. So worked out well. All had our own little job. I am out of food too. I'm gonna die here if I don't eat soon. There we go. Excuse me. So we're going to scrap that. Not going to worry about any of those bodies right now. The screamers can just come, and that's just free loot for us. So let's start scrapping. Tell you what, we'll just scrap this one. Okay, so that was all of them. So need to use that. Sorry about this episode kind of being a grindy type episode. We'll go up top here in a minute and go out and do something that's fun outside. But for right now, I felt like I had the stone. May even come back in here and do that a little bit more. Let's get some food. It won't be long, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be making some meat stew, and our wellness is just going to go up and up and up. Beautiful. Let's drink a little bit of this goldenrod tea, and we can make, I don't want to say an unlimited supply of this, but we can make a lot of it. So may as well just keep on drinking it. There we go. That in there. We'll slap scrap iron in there. Cap off our stone. Okay, and oh, wrong one. Put that in there. Probably need to go ahead now. I just kind of hoping to get more levels done on the. You know what? We need a shovel. We need a shovel. The steel, the iron shovel is good enough for us right now. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna make an iron shovel because the steel shovel. We're going to take it with us. We can make that, I think, in our inventory. We don't need the workbench for that. The steel shovel, you know, we're hitting stuff in one hit and taking it out. So No need to have that. So it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Even though we stayed in here, we really didn't waste a whole lot of time. I mean, we did some productive things by taking a moment to spam craft tools with extra resources we had. That's not something I'm fond of, but it is necessary to get everything leveled up. Have plenty of spikes that we can put out. Shouldn't have a concern of dogs. But don't want to take that chance. So what do we have here? Maple. Okay, I was going to say, I don't know why they didn't stack. So let's see how this is going to work out. Should look pretty nice. So we had a little bit left to clear out. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe this is how we'll end our day, and we'll worry about going back to the bookstore and the hub city and all of that once we take care of this 21-day horde tomorrow. This episode will run a bit longer because just like we did last time, the 21-day horde, so my recorder, so I don't have to splice videos together, we'll just make this one a nice long episode, try to go as long as we can right at the hour mark, and when the hour mark hits, we'll end it. That should put us in perfect time to start up for the 21-day and have that horde day all in one video. So thanks to Bad Buck for this technique with the tree farm. Like I said before, I was digging out one deep and putting wooden frames in and upgrading those one notch. This way, you don't have to do any digging. You just place the frames and plant the trees. And maybe you all can tell me, because I've not done the experiment yet. My guess is if you put fertilizer in the hole where you're going to plant the tree, it grows faster, is my guess. When we get enough fertilizer down the road, I'll absolutely do that. As it is, the amount of trees that we're going to be planting, I don't foresee that being a possibility, but something that I want to look into, because if you could shave a day off of your tree farm, then that would be excellent. That would be wonderful if you could grow those things a day quicker with fertilizer. My guess is that it works somewhat like that. I have only used the fertilizer for gardening, for vegetables. Okay, now, I did not count any of this out. Let's see how this is going to work. If I put one here, and then I have to skip 2, 3. We need to put these two things right next to each other, so we don't have to keep switching but one. If you've never seen anyone do this before, what I'm doing is I'm taking the guesswork out of where you plant your tree, so that you're not having to just click, 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 and because the trees have to be this distance apart. See, if I tried to plant a tree right here, click, 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 not possible to place here. You have to have the 3 spaces in between in order to plant that tree. Same goes for the opposite direction. I'm going east-west now. To go north-south is going to be the same thing. So we only use 10 trees. Let's do this. Let's see where that airdrop. Okay, so it's a long ways. We're not going to worry about that airdrop, though. The pattern we need more plates. More plates. Wood plate. How many of those can we make? 124. Let's do it. Something else Buck does is he combines this with his garden. I don't know if I'm going to do that. 3. Let's just do it this way for now, and then I'll fill in the rest of it later. All right. Same thing here. And we will this should provide us with a decent amount of wood. We'll absolutely go out and get some more seed and expand this. What I always do when I'm on a long playthrough, like say the server or something, is I try to get an underground tree farm that is connected to my base so that I don't have to fight off the zombies at night while I'm out there getting trees, and I can do that whenever I want, day or night. The nighttime does not prevent me from gardening, nor does it prevent me from doing the tree farms. I know you all are probably thinking, boy, he's just wasting his time doing that. You could just plop those things down any old place, but I do like to keep it all uniform and nice and neat looking. And what's going to happen is when I come back to harvest and have to plant these again, it's going to make it really simple because I know exactly where. I think I went one too far. 1, 2, 3. I was running my mouth. Hopefully I didn't do that somewhere else. I don't think I did. Oh, I didn't mean to go that far. That's okay. We're going to do that anyway. Let's come on across here. Should have enough seed. Get us to the other end, and then we'll have a little bit left over. We'll go out and cut some wood because we're not out of wood, but we are running. You know, we don't have any in our inventory, and I like to always keep a stack in my inventory if I can. Oh, there's a tree right there. Look at that. Not possible to place there. We'll go ahead and cut this one down as well. Get all of these out of the way. All right, so let me count these and make sure I didn't get off track when that tree would not place. We don't need that many. Let's just make 50 for right now. Beautiful. So it kind of looks like garbage now, but it will absolutely look better. May use that space there for some form of a garden, or I may just leave it open and put it, put wood frames down to make it look all nice and neat. Could do it either way. So we almost have enough seed. Let's go over here and cut some more trees. A bunch of trees over here. So I almost have enough seed to do one more row, and I think I'll do that. I think I'll go grab enough seed to do one more. It's a different type of tree there I just cut down. I want to craft some more crossbow bolts. So here you go. There you are over there. There's a couple of you. So we can get our weapon smithing up a little as well. Starting to overheat over here. Overheating never concerns me too much, though. There's plenty of ways to combat that. Take a sip of some goldenrod tea or whatever it is, that you can do. Multiple things you can do to combat that. I've never died of a heat stroke on the game. And if you look at my 21-day playthrough on Alpha 14, man, I was overheating so much, but I had some people get on me about, well, you could have crafted this and put the cowboy hat on and that. So what I actually had was I had a snow biome with like a 20 block wide forest biome and then desert. So the snow and the desert were touching each other. So if I were to change clothes, I would go from freezing to overheating in just moments, like seconds. And it didn't make sense to me, and it angered me a little bit that I would go from such extreme to the other that I didn't bother to ever do it, So I was overheating in one and freezing in the other. And if I was cold, I always had forges and fires going in the one, so I just let it be. Let it be. So we should have gotten a decent amount of wood out here while trying to get some extra seed. Let's see what we're up to. Yeah, about 7,000 or so. 7,200. Tell you what, we'll go ahead and make 50 more plates too, just to be safe. Make sure we have enough of those, and we absolutely have enough seed. Nice. Very nice. More skill points to spend. I haven't spent any in a while. Probably need to look into that soon. Oh. What? That was my bad. You know what, we could chop her up real good. Same with this fella here. chop him up real good as well. We had some gravel, and I'm going to pick that frame up because we're not going to need that gravel. That was an early game area where I was going to try to get some gravel from. We're going to pass you up, Mr. Zombie. I'm not even concerned about you. You're too far away to worry about. So I kind of want to get these other trees in place. I'm actually going to destroy this. We're not going to go down this far with it. I actually got a seed from that. I don't know if I noticed that before. Chopping down a sapling would get you seed. So 1, 2, 3. Where would that put us? So we have enough seed to do it. So we might as well do it. I don't really think it really is going to show my purpose right now. It's like I said, when I harvest these trees, I'll just be able to click, 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 and plant those trees in a very orderly and timely fashion, and everything will go smoothly. So the first bit of rain that we've had in some time. Guy's probably going to be telling me here in a moment that he is cold. Oh, goodness. Let's go ahead and get all of this grass, excuse me, grass out of our way. Make a nice clear path to the end. The grass will absolutely mess up the placement of blocks, and it's pretty frustrating sometimes. I wish you could just plant right over the top of it, even a bush, you know, like a plant of some sort. Just plop a block right down on it. All right, here we go. Nice. Okay. So we could fill this in. We could plant a garden in there. We could convert our garden from over here. Is that ready? Almost ready. It's close. So let's just do this. For right now, we don't need that many. Let's do 200. Let's get them crafting. And let's fill this bad boy in. It's going to bother me. I'm probably not going to plant the garden here. I'll have a different solution for that. We'll come up with a more creative idea for the garden than planting them this way. But this way, the holes are clear, and then you can more clearly see my purpose for doing this as well. When we fill it in, you can see that there's only a slot for the seed to go into now, and we'll use those up quickly. But once this grows, this is going to provide us with just a tremendous amount of wood, and we'll never need to venture out, much like I just did over there. We're never going to need to do that again. You know, we'll have all the wood that we need right here in our backyard. I'm going to slow down on the placement of these blocks so the crafting is in my inventory is keeping up with what I'm placing. I'm placing them a little bit faster than they can create. Beautiful. So it'll look something like that. Let's wait here for just another moment for that to finish up. Nope. All right, should have enough ahead here for the second row. Hope you don't feel like I wasted too much of this day away. I tried to keep all of the episodes interesting as far as looting and killing zombies and all, but there are days in there when I'm on my own. I'm not trying to be, there's no entertainment factor at all involved in what I'm doing. I'm purely business. And there were some episodes where, and I think I even died in one of those episodes where I was just letting the screamers just scream over and over and over and keep spawning the zombies. And I won't typically do that. If they fall in the pit, then that's one thing, you know, to let them just keep spawning. But running around like a cowboy and, you know, I don't do a whole lot of that. That's more the entertainment aspect of what I'm doing for the playthrough here. But I try to be as instructional and helpful as I can, even in my comments. When you all ask questions, I try to help you out best I can, guide you in the proper direction. So you see now what I'm saying. I used to dig this out, and I would put wood frames all around and leave that space, and actually put dirt inside the frame, unless I dug out around it and then just put the frames in there. But either way, it was a bunch of work to do that. And after seeing Buck's stream and how he had his with the plates, I said, you know, that completely eliminates the need for digging. I was going to say, I thought I heard a zombie. Don't come over here, messing up on my little tree farmy pool. Okay, so take that trash out there. We don't want that old nasty looking stuff in our close to our tree farm. Beautiful tree farm. So I might actually stay out here tonight until we get this finished, because I'm not too concerned about zombies, and I'm not, hopefully won't pull any cowboy stuff like I did on that one episode fighting all of the screamer hordes, but we'll at least stay out and try to get some of this done and fend off the zombies with our club if we have to. Someone keeps asking me about my mining helmet and why I leave it on all day and all night. And I apologize if that bothers some of you, if it's a pet peeve. I just never bother turning it off. The game probably looks better with it off. I just don't even think about it. You know, it's kind of like just part of my character, I guess you'd say. As soon as I find one, I always leave it on. I never turn it off. And that's just kind of how I am. So it looks like we're not going to quite have enough of these to finish out. I might have to craft a few more. Hopefully you get a good idea, though, of, you know, what I'm working with now and how it's going to look and how it will benefit me moving forward. There is no guesswork as to where your seed goes. It is the most efficient time. You think about, if you add up all the time that it took me to create this and the resources, very small in comparison to the time it would take for me just to randomly go plop a bunch of trees down and click, 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 click on the ground, trying to find another place to plant them once I cut those. And, you know, it sounds silly, but it really is very beneficial in doing it this way. I hope you all see it that way too. I hope I'm not boring you with what I'm doing, and maybe hopefully that I taught you something that you didn't know with these wooden plates, because You know, you have concrete plates. You can, I think, upgrade them right onto steel. I'll show you another little trick, too, that I do with these plates since we're going to have some extras left over. I'll show you a little thing that I use the plates for in some of my builds on the larger builds that I don't explain a lot of times. It's just such a small detail, but I feel like it makes a difference. You know, I'll let you be the judge and, you know, see if you think it does as well. But I'll show you, and I'm sure some of you actually use the technique as well. We do have enough batteries and headlights. I'll save one headlight for my mini bike handlebars. But we do have enough headlights. We can make some spotlights now. Seems to me as if the spotlights don't quite put out the light that they used to. I know they had some issues with the lighting, lighting up through blocks, through multiple blocks. But so I don't use the spotlights quite as much as I used to. All right, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our tree farm. It's nice and neat and tidy. Gives us a clean place. And I walk up with my axe and I chop this down, boom, you know, walk through, boom, boom. And when I get them all down, all I have to do is plant the seed back, plant the seed back, plant the seed back. It's a very efficient way of doing it. I hope I didn't kill you with how boring that was for me to do. We'll go ahead and take our corn inside. Leave those out here just in case I need something to munch on. Take our plant fibers with us. So, oh, did not mean to do that. So let's take our plates that I was telling you about. And what I'll do, most of my hatches are out on the road, so I'll make it out of concrete or something. But I put these around like so. It covers up that little bit of a gap. And, you know, I don't really know that the gap makes a difference. But either way, now look at this. The hatch is flush with the wood, just that plate. So there's nothing sticking up for a zombie to be able to walk up and say, swing right here and be able to hit the hatch if it were sticking up and I were down. So I don't really know that that makes a difference. It most likely does not. But it looks a lot nicer and a lot neater. And I do that on all of my builds when I'm doing those builds with a hatch that comes up on the ground like this one does. And maybe you've seen it before on some of my builds and just didn't recognize that, you know, that's what I was doing. So it is 2300. We're just kind of chilling out this evening here, not worried about zombies. We'll fight them off if we have to. We're going to take our spikes, though, and start plopping some of those down. Let's search this body. Get our nail gun out. Make sure I don't have any scrap iron. No, I don't. So nail gun is most likely going to attract some attention to us, but that's okay. All of these upgraded properly, and we're going to start placing these bad boys down again. Get our little buffer going. They don't do a whole lot because they wear out so quickly. I think people were abusing these spikes before, in my opinion they were, and so they made them cost a whole lot more. 100 wood each, very expensive for what they do. Mostly they slow the zombies down. They do a bit of damage to them as well, but certainly the steel spikes are the spikes that I like to use down in the pit. They certainly do not compare to that. So another thing we could do is this little gap right here. We could put these plates going along that gap as well. Not going to do that, but we absolutely could. See how nice that looks now? That's nice and neat. I like it. Let's move on back in to our humble abode and close the door. See what's falling in here. Come back to a little food, little zombie in the trap, and some food. It's nice. So we need to go get ourselves some concrete and some scrap iron. We have plenty of that. Put our corn there. Berries there. What did I have in here? Some animal fat, some bones and cotton, plant fibers. Boy, we have a bunch of plant fiber. A little more rotten flesh. We'll stick the clay in the forge, smelting that still. So we're getting a good smelt on there. Guess we could do some more steel. Why not? Right, good stuff. Let's put our remaining wood plates in there as well. We'll probably be going out tomorrow, so being that we will, I'll keep these spikes on me. I'm going to take the nail gun upstairs with me. Whoops. And upgrade this. You know, something we could do, and that way we can ensure that it is dry. By horde day, I'll go ahead and do it now. Let's get our scrap iron. Hopefully it doesn't take all of the scrap iron we have. We're going to get some more, and I can take some out of the forge if I need to. As a matter of fact, we'll leave that 500 stack. We'll take our concrete mix up top and do a bit of upgrading to these bad boys. So it did take 40 from that stack to do that. It took actually 80. So we're going to run ourselves a little low. Maybe we get a bit of mining done too before the next day is over. Or this day is over, I should say. Still have a couple minutes here left on the episode. So that's not running us completely out of scrap iron. That's good. The reason I'm doing this is just because it's the very next block back from the pit. And that one steel block, you know, I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to stuff like that, but it's not so bad that, you know, I'm willing to upgrade all of these to steel. It'll just stay that way. The zombies will beat on it, and we'll kind of use that as our focal point for where we're kind of hanging out for them to beat on, and it'll go down to reinforced concrete eventually. So that's looking a little bit better. The rest of this does not need to be concrete. Maybe this row right here, we could go to concrete, but I think the rest of it is fine just the way it is. So we have run to 137. An episode is 50 minutes for a full day. So that should set us up right for horde day tomorrow. So we have lots of good stuff in here. Might need to look at this chem lab. See if there's some things in here that we could make. Snowberry extract. Could make beer if we had hops. I don't have the book for either one of those. The fertilizer, I think we've pretty much made all of that we could. We'll put this in the food bin. Don't know how sanitary that is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we reached the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching another day here on 7 Days to Die Alpha 15. We will come back tomorrow, and we will kick that horde in the butt, And take care. I'll see you then.